Ngiyathi nekuthi asibeke wasandla konke kuyakwazi nekuthi kumele ngithathe izinyathi Oshoek border. Afuna kukhulunyiswa kanjani?
The Communist Party of Swaziland, Viva! Viva COSATO, Viva! Viva the African National Congress, Viva! Viva the SICP, Viva! To the liberation of the people of Swaziland, forward! Forward to the people of Swaziland, forward! Forward to the liberation of the people of Swaziland, forward! Commander! Commander! Comrades, I think we are almost at the end of our program. We are almost at the end of our program. But we want to remind our own comrades and also our own fellows. Some of them were so very young. When we went at Matamo, when the people of South Africa were shot in the very same struggle, because we understood what they went through. It's not that we are starting this struggle today. Not so long. It was the Federation COSATU, its own president, was shot at Matamo. It was not for the first time. We don't want to expose our own workers, our own members, comrades, to the same brutality that they are experiencing in Swaziland. What we've achieved today, comrades, it is out of the discipline that have been shown by the very same workers of South Africa and the people of Swaziland. Let's continue, comrades, irrespective, comrades, of the difficulties that we are going through. But issues of discipline are very important, comrades. Issues of disciplines are very important. Comrades, there is no organization that is deprived to organize such an event. There's no organization that is deprived of organizing such an event. But when you are organizing an event or a program, you are solely responsible for anything that happens in that very same program. So we want to appeal to our own comrades. Just for the sake of Nehau, can they just respect us, comrades? There is no time for us, because the people that we left there, they don't care whether the liberation is coming out of Nehau, out of Tukoswa, out of Kutemo. What they want is freedom. That's all that the people of Swaziland want. They are not interested on how we disorganize ourselves. If we wanted to plan and to develop programs, we should have sat and debated and agreed on how we are going to deal with these matters with all our leaders, comrades. But we can't then come in here, comrades, and behave as if we are leaderless. We are all coming from different structures. It will be wrong of us, comrades, to be silent and to keep quiet if this noble cause will end up in collapse, because either we are disorganized ourselves. Comrades, when we started with this program, the people of Swaziland, it was us, it was Nehau, it was the Federation that said we want the people of Swaziland to stand up. Now they are energetic, they are ready to take up arms. That is exactly what we are doing. We are not going, comrades, to fight ourselves, fighting against our own members, which is our own members from Bob. It can't be us. We can't be leading that thing, comrades. The employer, or those that are in control of the system, they want workers to fight against their own workers. That's all that they want. So, comrades, want to appeal to all the structures. Please assist us in coordinating this process. What is going to collapse the struggle of people of Swaziland is when we start to be disjointed ourselves. Wanting to take any opportunity, unstructured, unprogrammed, and think that we are going to overthrow Mswati, comrades. People of Swaziland have been killed today whilst we are seated here. The workers of Swaziland have not been earning our increment for far too long. It was us that said it is enough. We stood up using the resources of the workers of South Africa to say South Africa and Africa will never be liberated until people of Swaziland are liberated. It was us, comrades. So that issue, comrades, is a non-starter. We can't be selling the people of Swaziland to the highest bidder ourselves today. Whilst it was us that stood up and said we are fighting for the liberation of the people of Swaziland. It was us, comrades. So, comrades, having said that, I must then communicate, comrades, on what the National Union wanted to communicate in this picket, comrades, because we applied for this action, comrades. It is 49 years since the passing of the 1973 Tinkuda Royal Decree by King Mswati II, the father to the current King Mswati III. The decree outlaw the political parties, dissolve political parliament, and place the legislative, executive, and judicial powers in the hands of the king. After nearly 5 decades, comrades, that's the road that you've traveled so far. You couldn't do this thing in the first decade. We couldn't do this thing. So we can then now, comrades, on the 5th decade, we behave as if we are starting this revolution for the first time. It cannot be. We might be excited because of the numbers that we have. But this program was started by all of us. So let's work together, comrades. For the past 5 decades, we've been embarking on this program. Consistently. It was this very same thing. Comrades, it was really on the attack on the living condition of the Swazi people. Your repeatedly intolerance regime is dismal failure. Swaziland has sustained all its regressing policies that impoverish the people and on the barrel of the guard. They have imprisoned and assaulted innocent people of Swaziland while destroying the livelihood of the young people. The Swaziland regime has completely discredited the people's will, established a democratic system of the political rule, remain a formidable responsibility that we have to undertake completely. Many political parties and trade unions are not allowed free activities, and countless have been made criminalized with fake charges, including sending and terrorizing our own comrades in Swaziland. The government of Swaziland have killed more than 100 civilians in Swaziland. So what we are doing here, if we continue not to be organized, is as if we don't recognize and you don't appreciate that there are people that lost their life in the very same struggle. Mswati enacted the Public Service Bill, which seeks to prohibit public servants from openly belonging to being associated with any political organization, adding to the deterioration of the standard of living in Swaziland. The public servants have not received their cost of living. The increment that we are fighting, which also in South Africa are starting to experience, they've been long being exposed to, the workers of Swaziland. So we can't then, comrades, lose it now, not this time around. It is insensible to support the people's demand, or it is sensible to support the people's demand and call for the immediate resignation of the government of Swaziland and allow a democratic government in Swaziland. We condemn the act with the strongest contempt. We support the call for the negotiated translation and elected constituency assembly to develop a new constitution, a result of the royal decree of 1973, and fair election. Our freedom as South Africa is a product of internationalism and the support of international community. We therefore, comrades, call upon the government of Swaziland that all political parties must be unbanned, and the regime to furthermore end all the repression against the political oppositions. We call upon the government of Swaziland to create a dignified employment for the poor and ensure public servants receive the cost of living adjustment. The regime should stop its corruption, planned misuse of state resources, which induces heavily burden on the people and fuel the suffering on the people of Swaziland. We support the demand for the democratic elected constituency assembly to develop a new constitution for the new constitutional multi-party democracy and for the people of Swaziland to elect their own executive government. we call for the immediate removal of the draconian 12 April 1973 decree, which bans all political parties, trade unions, all forms of legislation political activities. We call upon the government of Swaziland to abolish for the abolishment of the public service bill, which outlaw the political activities by the public servants. We then, comrades, calling upon all the workers with all their resources. We are agreeing, comrades, that it is not enough for us to continue to one and the same thing and accept a different result. We are agreeing on that. But you can't embark on the program. You don't plan a struggle, comrade, in the public gallery. Why have you seen a struggle being planned in the public meeting, in a general meeting, to say this is what you are going to do? It will never succeed because the enemies of the Mswati regime are within us. They are amongst ourselves. We are not going to plan in their presence. We will have comrades to work together in ensuring that we overthrow the Tikunda regime of Swaziland. But you can't do that thing, comrades, just like that, comrades, because by the time you reach there, they are ready for you. We are not going, comrades, to take our own workers and our own comrades in Swaziland and put them to the very same regime of Swaziland. That they don't care. Theirs is to kill and do everything just to protect one family and only one family. We are not going to be folding our arms. The call that we want to make, comrades, we are calling upon all the political parties, our leaders, inside Swaziland, in South Africa. Let's work together in formulating a plan to say, how are we going to overthrow that regime? It is just a matter of time. But we are refusing to make this program to collapse, comrades. If that is being defined as being set out, so be it. Because we believe we must provide leadership. We would have failed to provide leadership if this program was to collapse. Because this is the only platform. Most of the message of support couldn't be sent to the people of Swaziland without this platform. You are not going to even have this platform to communicate what political parties of Swaziland will want to say, because gatherings of this nature is not allowed in Swaziland. So why do you want to collapse the only thing, the only mechanism that you have? And you want us to be up in arm with the armed forces of South Africa first, before we go to Swaziland. Comrades in the message of support, they said they had roadblocks. We are still fortunate in South Africa that we can be able to drive and come and descend here and even allow our own comrades. We don't care which road, which access they use, but we know this is our comrades. That's why we are against this notion that says people from other countries must not be allowed in South Africa. We are against that thing. It does not matter, because we understand that our struggle is the struggle of people of Swaziland. We are clear. So with that message, comrades, we are going to be interacting with all the structures and want to believe that we've shared these numbers so that in a very strategic level, at the leadership level, we can then engage to say, what is the next move? Because we are all agreeing. Coming in here, stopping here, comrades, is not assisting. That's why even other political parties that you might differ ideologically, it doesn't matter. Even if there was EFF, we're going to march with them. Because the people of Swaziland does not care whether it's EFF or what. All what they want freedom.
Democracy.
They want democracy, comrades. But must feel like comrades, says we not behave and say, okay, this is how best we can do. We undermine even the leaders that are here. They are leaders, comrades, that know that they've got the responsibility. These very same leaders have gone through a lot. They've survived the brutality of Mswati. So we must protect these leaders. We are going, comrades, to provide whatever resources that we have in South Africa for the liberation of the people of Swaziland. That is our goal. Even if it means that we have to take up arms. Even if it means that we have to take up arms to the people of Swaziland, so be it. But you can't take up arms, comrade, plan that thing in a general membership meeting. I comrades are certain pumps up. By the time you get there, all of you won't be there. We can say, you are the first one to run. Our intelligence is beyond what Mswati is capable of. Our intelligence, comrades, is beyond what Mswati can give. As a trade union, as a federation, and as political parties in South Africa, our intelligence is far beyond what Mswati can provide. So, comrades, we are calling upon all political parties, all trade unions, all federations in Eswatini or in Swaziland, because we've been now given a new name, to work together. Let's find a way where we're going to be debating and agreeing on one common program so that we can then mobilize even people that are from Swaziland that are staying in South Africa, so that all of them can come in and join us, so that on that day, when we agree on the next move, which can be communicated here, comrades, we'll know what is it that is expected, but we'll get to that level. So with those words, comrade provincial treasurer, who wanted to say, comrades, we appreciate all the leaders that risk their life, use all the means available to come to South Africa to communicate the message. That's all that they wanted. We are appreciating that, comrades, but we'll have to find a way of engaging what will then become our next step. And then from now, at the national level, we'll then engage with all affected and the leaders in the different levels, comrades, to say this is how we can deal with these issues. Amandla! 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 Batoselo tambo, atanyeke lenteneza kita makere, lo tambo matuta lombi, kita makere, lenteneza yo, kita makere, matuta lombi, kita makere. Lenteneza yo, kita makere,
I really appreciate that one, comrades. We know. There's no confusion. In the process, let people let me know and let me give. Give us understand as a spoon and a mess, you make wasn't yet. Since all the land of Somalia, and the send us united. So, comrades, we tell this declaration to those who came late. I'm the provincial treasurer of Nehau. On behalf of Nehau, I declare as Nehau comrades, doesn't matter whatever that is happening, we're not going to stop funding our international programs, especially directed to the struggle of the people of Swaziland. Until the people of Swaziland are liberated. I expand the comrades. No longer come the enemy, like if we divide, until Sikululek, Oshino comrade with them. Oguti, as Swaziland in South Africa, in Volay 1 city by defensive comrades, as the chairperson indicated as well, Siabuya Futila. Comrades. We're not confused. To put it out cool. Comrade, first thing be divided, comrades. As Siba united more than before, comrades. No win. What's the hey? And never say do that. If I'm Kumel, I'm sorry. This one, comrades, we are clear about that one. Sit down, meter corner. What's the skip for that? Simita le pass from top. Nasa skupo. Outem. Sosa kulumas na malalim. Kina nga din down. Comrades of Swaziland in the corner. Down, let's be united. Come back here. We're going to win. Despite comrades. The Kalakun Bonga as the chairperson. Then comrades. Secretary of come forward for the comrades. shoshopo from Gogo. We thank you all comrades for coming. Nitela, sita usebenda kanye kanye. Ulembile sicali la siyele muva comrades. Nangona ngimfisha njani? Hayi kuvumukane ngivukuza nayo muva. Amandla.
Onyuwe chambo nyamasa. Onyuwe chambo.
Amanda. Comrade, umsebenzi wami mncane kakhulu. Siyanibonga ama comrade. Nonke. Esikhalisibani. Naloku nje bosingathi asisabonisani kahle. But siya understand ukuthi akusise sondweni.
Yeah.
Semzabalazweni. Angeke solo squeeze kwangazi ukuthi sondweni mfundisi uyashumayela. Funa sive speak sana. Kombise ukuthi siyasebenza. Esikhalisibani nama comrades siyanibonga kakhulu. Especially lama comrades ethu. Labuya le lokho I know ukuthi labaye babuya ko Pretoria labaye babuya ko Joburg. Siyacela ama comrades bo North West. Siyaeda ngithi. Yeah. So therefore comrades siyacela ukuthi nibiyele kahle emuva. But ma comrades ningapheli mandla. That's why at the chairperson unity is a key. Lokuthi sibeke ucabana ma comrades in ease. We understand ukuthi we had to intensify the program. Sinvile ma comrades. All lama lokho ma speaker so therefore when you come there so therefore comrade we are requesting you ukuthi nibeke umoya phasi sambe so strategizer all of us the leaders dabala bane responsibility ukuthi si strategize sikamwe ne strategy Isitanda show ukuthi kuba ne peace, sende show ukuthi asilimali ma comrades. So therefore esikhalisibande ma comrades siyanibonga i-meeting yethu, i-program yethu ivaliwe. Amandla.
Ofike ekhaya ubatshe. Oshoek.
Busa